From the sculptures, seeing the reflected light, to shadows. My sculptures keep revealing something. It's like doing paintings with light. So I'm inspired to look a little more deeply beyond the physical forms of the sculpture to see what happens, how can I create an environment that interacts with it, that generates these somewhat random, but they're coming from a very geometric pattern, but yet the markings are so beautiful. So it inspires me. I do drawings and sketches of these circles and arcs, work with it in plaster, shaping and forming it. I like the physicality of making the marks. So now the next step is, how can I work with this? From the laser cut pieces of paper, I experiment into the shapes. They become the stainless steel. And look at this one, just a simple circle. And here's the pattern it generates on the ceiling. So with traces, I want to explore this more deeply. I want to find out, what can I do to activate the surface, activate the background? It's really drawing on my sensibilities that are as much from graphic design and from a painterly approach as that in sculpture. So starting with these paper forms, seeing the shadows that they create, what can I do if I restrict it to a more limited space? And here's one for example. There's the shadows of the piece. And there's the piece, a fairly simple pattern in terms of it's only a shallow depth, but I never would have guessed this crazy reflective pattern it makes. So what can I do to have some authority over that, decide where it's going to go, and work with it creatively? Here's another piece in 3D that just completely surprised me with the random way the sunlight was hitting it. So with traces, I want to work with studio lighting and create these effects, be able to use them just as I would be using any other artistic medium, that the sculpture becomes part of that as an instrument, really to create paintings of light and shadow.